to kick things off, I would like to say Sonny influenced me in a tremendous amount of ways. So for folks who don't know, I also do theater, especially during my late teens and early 20s. I did a particular type of theater, which was rooted in guerrilla theater from the Philippines, which was derived from the Marcos regime people power movement, and it was called Bitaw workshops, and that was basically to empower college students to do street theater at these anti-Marcos rallies. And so it was a very immediate and attainable way for people to protest against martial law and all the other political issues in the Philippines at the time. I learned that type of theater here in the Bay Area, and a lot of it was movement based, and a lot of it was less about what you would say and what kind of shapes and figures you can create. And so on top of that, I brought my martial arts experience, if you would, and my body awareness around what kind of shapes to use, and even down to something more literal like Datu Lapu Lapu Day and the reimagining of the beheading of Magellan. And so I think the key takeaway about that was how VSCK and how Sonny created this system that made us very aware of ourselves and our bodies, and also with other people. And so getting that spatial awareness, but also being able to read other people's movements and anticipate that, but also to work together in this sense of theater, was really great. And a lot of people actually thought I was a dancer going into theater, but I was like, no, I just practice martial arts. And they're like, oh, what kind of martial arts? And I would tell them, it's Filipino martial arts or eskrima, and they would have no idea. Or they thought, if they heard about it, they thought it was gang related, because there was a stigma around Filipino martial arts at the time before it became super popular. So that's one aspect. I think another aspect for me, again, it's just taking that body awareness and kind of spatial relational aspect to it was in my salsa dancing. And so some people know me also as a salsa dancer, Cuban salsa dance in the Bay Area. And again, it really came down to being self-aware, body mechanics, and relating to, in this sense, not necessarily an opponent, but more as a partner, and being in the right place at the right time, but also making your partner look good. And that always reminded me of the times that Sonny, and I'd hear stories of Sonny being an amazing dancer, hustle dancer, and how women just would line up to dance with him because he made them look good. And the more I was able to dance, the more I could connect with that and understand, like, okay, well, I see what it takes to be a really good leader, but also how martial arts translates into dance. So something we talked about in our previous episode, but that's a bit about how Sonny influenced me. I mean, on top of just how he influenced the way I teach eskrima and how I teach his art VSCK, it's not necessarily through memorizing techniques, but it's through understanding what's happening, managing what's happening, and then doing what's appropriate for the given circumstance. And a lot of that is because of flow training and pendulum-based training. And so some might call it random flow. So nothing is predetermined in that sense, and everything is progressive in that you just give them a bit to work on and you kind of scaffold on top of that. And so